Welcome back to another video where I'm helping you beat the markets. If you didn't watch the last episode, we're talking about these 5 energy and oil companies here: Exxon, Nine Energy, Occidental, Phillips 66 and Shell. And in the last episode, we identified this company called CNX, who are a oil and gas company with operations centered in the major shale formations of the Appalachian Basin. What we're saying is this company wasn't affected by the war in Ukraine, the rising oil prices, the increase in the value of transportation companies. This company is kind of separate to what's going on. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for facts. We're looking for things we can make predictions on what's going to happen in the future. If you do like this video, by the way, please like and subscribe and I'll keep making them. So what we're going to do today is continue on from what we did in the last video, and all this information is based on yesterday, Monday, April 4th. So to quickly run through it, what we're doing here is we're going to find a company to invest in and think about why we should be doing that. So if you'd like to follow the yellow brick road, please do that. So yesterday we're talking about oil inches up as supply concerns weigh despite reserve release. As we can see by this chart here, crude oil and natural gas. Crude oil is up to plus $100 a barrel. So what we're saying here is, what is going on in the market? What can we predict outcomes upon? So if you watch the last videos and watch this video, you'll see it's been very oil and gas related. So what's happening on the other side? What's happening in green energy renewable companies? So if I go to my list here, which is all, you can do this online, set up a watch list at ft.com and put all these different companies in order and match them and model them and do all this cool stuff with it. But if I look at my 5 companies here, you'll see in the middle Exxon Corp. Now, in the last 6 months, they've risen quite steady. That to me is a strong company. If you look at the other charts, they haven't been affected by what's going on. And that's something to explore, because you want to know why. Because these companies, okay, oil and gas companies, but if they're moving differently, then there's a reason for doing that. That's what we want to find, because when you know what the reason is for moving up and down, then you can make predictions, you can make money. So this company here, Exxon Nuclear Energy Power Generation Company, is an American Fortune 100 company headquartered in Chicago, Illinois, incorporated in Pennsylvania. Okay, big company, 33,000 employees. Okay, if we look at this news here, from the 25th of February 2021, Exxon splits utility and generation units. Okay. Exxon Corporation plans to separate its regulated utility and competitive energy business into 2 publicly traded companies. Now, I've seen this before with a company called Technip FMC. That to me means they could be a forward-thinking company. Let's have a look at natural gas producers, similar to our CNX company. If I Google natural gas companies here, I come across this list here at mjbradley.com. Thank you for the information. And I scroll down, I'm looking for companies based in Ohio, same as the company we looked at yesterday, CNX. And I find this company here, Gulfport Energy. If you look at the map here, they're based in Oklahoma and Ohio. If we look at the share price of the company in the last month, you can see it's risen quite a lot, which is quite similar to our CNX company we had yesterday. Okay, so there's a strong correlation between those 2 companies. We're saying from here we can derive more information, we can understand more of what's going on in the market. So if we go further down the list of natural gas, we've got this company in the middle, up 87% in the last 6 months. If you look, they've all risen quite sharply very recently. So this company here, Tellurian, 28 million in revenue per year, building a natural gas business to deliver cleaner air. 128 employees. Okay, those companies all move in correlation. I'm not really seeing anything there. And now, so we're saying all this stuff has happened, so where do we go from here? We've got all this information, but nothing sticking out as that's quite significant or that's different. There's no path to follow. What we're looking for is like a path to go down. What are we exploring today? Right now, we're saying the value of energy is up because oil is up, okay? Oil and gas S&P is up. Oil transportation is a mess. Airlines, which tend to move the cost of oil, let's just stay away from those because of coronavirus and travel and all that kind of stuff. So we have to look for what's moving. So if we look at our sectors here, and if I just scroll down this list, I think to myself, industrial engineering. Okay, fine. So what's moving in this sector? There's this one company here, Go Ahead Group. Okay, they've moved quite significantly. What do? Go Ahead is one of the UK leading public transport companies, moving and connecting people to their communities across our bus and rail network. Okay, but they're a UK company. Should we really be focusing on UK companies if the US is our main focus? Probably not. I'm asking the wrong question here. If we go back to this company, Exxon, we're saying this company has been riding the turbulence of what's been happening in oil and gas over the last 3 months with the war in Ukraine, rising oil prices, etc., etc. So what we're saying is Exxon are a nuclear electricity power generation company. So what is nuclear electricity power generation company? The raw material for this is uranium. So here I've got this company, Uranium Energy Corp. Now they've been up and down over the last 6 months. Okay, what's happening there? We're saying uranium is a very important element because it provides us with nuclear fuel used to generate electricity in nuclear power stations. It's also the major material from which other synthetic transuranium elements are made. Naturally occurring uranium consists of 99% uranium-238 and 1% uranium-235. Okay, so we're saying oil is up, the raw, the stuff out of the grounds. Big oil is down. Okay, so let's look at our market movers here. What's happening in the markets? Where do we focus on? So here we've got yesterday's United Kingdom FTSE 350 sorted by the gainers. They're the biggest gains so far in that day. If we go down the list, plus 688%, plus 574%, plus 573%, plus 567%, plus 531%, so on and so forth. And if we look at the names, Red Row PLC, Barrett Developments, Persimmon, Crest Nicholson, Berkeley, Bellway, Taylor, they're all house builders. They're all UK house builders. And if you look at the US companies, they're the same as well. They're all up and they follow a similar pattern to the UK companies. House price growth at a 17-year high, says Nationwide. What's the latest UK mortgage rates? Okay, so if house builders are up, gas prices are up, then consumers have less money. That's true. So what's happening with credit cards? So over the last year, these credit card companies are all quite flat. But if we look at the last month, they're all up. So we're saying consumer credit is already up. Okay. So there's nothing really there that sticks out to me to say this is significant. There's something to follow here that sticks out to me. Fine. Okay, so what's happening with the commodity prices in general? If we look at the price of gold over the last year or so, we can say it's been up since the war in Ukraine, and it's been staying up since then. Now, generally speaking, when there's a recession or the market's in a downturn, the price of gold goes up because it becomes more valuable, because it's the stuff that money is actually based on. Okay, fine. So what are we saying here? Oil is up, transportation is up, price at the pumps is up. Will people think about fuel efficiency? Fuel efficiency is a form of thermal efficiency, meaning the ratio of effort to result as a process that converts chemical potential energy. Okay, so if fuel efficiency is up and people are thinking about cars, the jobs report came out last week on Friday. The jobs report was actually up, meaning people have more money. So is it US auto car loan companies we should be looking at? The companies that lend people money to buy cars, will their results beat expectations because of what we found so far? Looking at the list, there was nothing significant. So let's ask ourselves about the raw materials of batteries, the stuff that electric vehicles run on. Okay, so we look at this lithium price trend chart here and look at what's happened. The price has absolutely rocketed. That's going back to November 16. So it's gone from touching 400 down to 100 to now plus 1,000. I assume, I don't know what that's in, dollars or I don't know. Okay, so now we're on to something. We're saying something that's happened in the market because of the path we've gone down, and now we've got all these facts and information which has opened this new avenue for exploration. Why has this gone up so significantly? So let's look at lithium battery suppliers. What we have here, we have a list of these 5 companies here. You know, what's going on with these guys. If we look at the performance in the right-hand side, we can see 7%, 3%, 13%, 3%. We go down to this bottom one here, Minera de Chile, SA, plus 80% in the last 3 months. Okay, so what's happening in Chile? What's going on down there? We come across the companies here. I won't pronounce it because I'll just butcher it. A chemical company and supplier of plant nutrients, iodine, lithium and industrial chemicals. It is the world's biggest lithium producer. Okay, so we're saying because lithium is up, this company is up. Okay, fine. So let's read a little bit about lithium. With rechargeable lithium batteries continuing to expand in global importance as the world transitions towards a low carbon environment, their use in electric vehicles, EVs, solar panels, smartphones and emergency power supplies has become crucial. And this is something I just pulled off the internet. You can find this if you search it. And the soaring demand for EVs in 2021, while the supply of lithium remains tight for the most part, drove prices for the metal skywards during the 12 months, with vehicle sales in China experiencing a 5-fold increase during the year alone. If you remember, after coronavirus, China was actually the first country to get back to where it was. Its GDP rocketed by 8%, something like that. Indeed, lithium demanded excess supply for the first time last year, creating a global production deficit that many believe could continue to widen. Blah, blah, blah. Prices, Tesla switching to lithium for its batteries. Okay. You can charge. Okay. So what I'm interested in now is the raw materials. Let's look at Chilean mining companies. If we look at this list here, we're saying, okay, they're all up. Let's have a look at this one here. Mirasol Resources is a project generator and exploration company. Mirasol Resources is a project generation and exploration company that specializes in identifying quality gold, silver, and copper properties in the mineral-rich mining regions, I'm not going to pronounce that, North Chile, southern Argentina. Okay, so what we're interested in here is lithium. If we Google lithium, 51,000 tons, Australia is by far the most important supplier of lithium, ahead of Chile. Okay, so that contradicts what we've just seen, that it should have been Australian mining companies that would have been more significant than Chilean. However, if we delve a bit deeper here, we can see here countries with major lithium production and reserve. The stuff in the reds, we're saying Australia has the largest production, with Chile in second place. The number is right at the bottom. But if we look at the reserves, we're saying Australia has lower reserves and Chile has the largest reserves of lithium. That number is absolutely massive. Okay. So what are we saying is happening here overall? We're saying the value of Chile is up. Like the country has become more valuable because of its reserves. The price of lithium's gone up and it's not going to go down because of smartphones, EVs, all that kind of stuff. Okay, fine. So let's look at the Chilean stock market, the IGPA. We can see it plummeted here after 2020 and then very quickly came back to where it once was. That is the bit before it plummeted. The FTSE say didn't do that. And now we're back at 25418, the number in the blue box. Okay, so the value of the country is up, which has been quite significant since 2022. Okay, so what is Chile's economy based on? Chile is the world's leading producer of copper, and growth in GDP is driven by exports of minerals, wood, fruit, seafood, and wine. Okay, so that's copper, not lithium. So let's look at distribution of copper reserves worldwide by 2019. So the big blue box is Chile. Okay. Now, what we're interested in here is what's going on in the country. If we look at the top components of the IPSA, we've got here our mining company at the top, and then we've got Santander is the third one, then we've got Banco de Chile is the fourth one, and they are all up quite significantly year to date. So what I'm interested in is the fourth one on the list here, Banco de Chile. If you look at the year to date number, it's up 26%, but then it suddenly dropped off on the year, which means it suddenly shot up, then it's flattened off. Since the negative 2.32% is then up 2.4% and 1.8%. If you compare that to the Santander number above, which is up 30% year to date, 10% on the month, 2% on the week. So that's continued to rise. So what that tells me is the local bank has shot up once the value of lithium has shot up. If you carry on down this list, we're saying telecommunications, banks, steel, mining and freight is all up. So that confirms what we believe, that the entire country has become more valuable. If we continue further down the list, we'll see this company here that's also up, owns, develops, operates and manages multi-format commercial real estate. Fine. Carrying down the list, shopping centres in Chile, Peru and Colombia. Okay, so my interpretation of this is that the raw materials is filtered through to banks, telecommunications, real estate, shopping. So what comes next on that list? Now, just to confirm what we believe, because we've been talking about lithium, we can look at the copper prices here in general. Copper prices have also gone up over the last year or so, increasing significantly for 2022. Okay, so what I'm looking for, obviously, is a company that will go up in value in the future. Chilean retail stocks. And if we go through the list here, we'll see Again, I won't pronounce it because I'll just butcher it. Okay, so over the last year, they're up significantly in January 22, down again. Falabella. They're flats in comparison to the first one. La Pola, life insurance company. La Pola is the 4th largest retail company in Chile. 43 stores with 38 being in Chile. So this is our primary focus. Retail, which is next on our lists, which is primarily focused in Chile. Okay, so this fairly flat through 21, rising in 22, down in March, back up again now. Now that behaviour looks similar to the copper prices. Up in March 22, back down again. Ripley Corp, they've just been up in April 21 and then down and kind of stayed down. Okay, so let's have a look at this company here, La Pola, the life insurance retail company. You've got to be careful with the information you're reading online, because if you mistake facts for things that aren't facts, you can just go off on the wrong tangent and just get completely lost in all the information. So if I take a quick look at the front page of the website here, Despacho 24 hours, 100% digital, $16.99, $19.99, Levi, Nike, Reebok, Champion. Okay, so they're a younger person's, more affordable lifestyle retail company. Okay, so what I'm interested in now is the population of Chile. Who's going to buy this stuff? How old are these people? Is Chile an older generation like Japan? Is it a baby boom, under 20s? So if we find this chart here based on age, male and female, if we look at the widest points, age 30, both for men and for women, so we're saying the largest amount of the population is age around 30. Is that true? Is that a fact? So surely if the largest amount of population is around 30, there would have been some significant event that happened back in 1990 to allow for that to happen. What we're looking for is the underlying stuff of what's going on. So if I have a quick look at significant events in Chile in 1990, we're saying here general elections were held in Chile on the 14th of December 1989, so coming into 1990, bringing an end to the military regime that had been placed since 1973. So there was a military regime for 17 years, which ended in 1990. So I'm going to stop the video there. We are calling this the end of our yellow brick road. But what we're saying here is because of the events that happened 32 years ago, we're now saying there's a baby boom population here at this age group, and they're going to buy from this shop here because of what's happening in the country with the rise in telecommunications, banks, steel, mining and freights, because of what's happening with the reserves in Chile of lithium, because of what's happening in the price in lithium, because of what's happening in all the oil and gas markets and the demand for EV smartphones and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to finish today's episode there. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. I will comment back, and I'll be making more videos in the future.